In Edwardian London, Wendy Darling spends her last night at home with her parents, George and Mary, and her two younger brothers, John and Michael, before going to boarding school the next day. Wendy is unhappy with her departure, and tells her mother that she does not want to grow up. Later that night, Peter Pan appears in the Darlings' nursery. Having heard of Wendy's wish, he claims that he has come to take her to Neverland where she will never have to grow up. With the help of Peter's companion and friend, Fairy Tinker Bell, Wendy, John, and Michael all fly to Neverland. Upon arriving, they are attacked by a ship of pirates, led by Captain Hook, who wants revenge on Peter for cutting off his right hand and throwing it to a crocodile. Hook and his first mate, Mr. Smee, shoots at them with a cannon, causing them to fall from the sky, and Wendy becomes separated from Peter and her brothers. She later meets Tiger Lily and the Lost Boys, and witnesses the pirates capturing John and Michael. Hook and his crew take them to Skull Rock, and chain them to a rock too, drowned by the rising tide. Peter fights with the captain, while Wendy, Tiger Lily, and the Lost Boys save John and Michael. Hook and the pirates are eventually chased away by Tik-Tok, the crocodile. Peter is proud of his victory, but Wendy scolds him for being reckless, and the Lost Boys tell her that he has a complicated history with Captain Hook. Retreating to Peter's hideout, Wendy sings a lullaby to the Lost Boys, which accidentally reveals their location to the pirates. Wendy learns from Peter that Captain Hook was once his best friend known as James, until he left Neverland and grew up to be a pirate. Hook's crew captures the Lost Boys and the Darling children, while the captain attacks Peter, which results in him seemingly falling to his death. Hook reveals to Wendy the reason he left Neverland was because he missed his mother and wanted to find her. Eventually he got lost at sea, and was rescued by Smee and the pirates, who raised him. When he returned to Neverland, Peter could not accept how much he has changed, and the two became enemies. While Tiger Lily finds Peter and nurses him back to health, Hook forces Wendy to walk the plank, but she flies away at the last minute with Tinker Bell's pixie dust and the happy thought of wanting to grow up. Tinker Bell then spreads pixie dust across the ship to lift it into the air, allowing the Lost Boys to break free and battle the pirates. Peter arrives to confront Hook, and after a long duel, he finally apologizes to him for being a bad friend. When Wendy turns the ship on its back, which causes the pirates to fall off, Peter attempts to save Hook, encouraging him to fly, but without happy thoughts, he falls into the sea. Afterwards, the Lost Boys decide they all want a real home, so they fly back to London on the ship with Wendy, John, and Michael. Arriving at home, Wendy introduces the Lost Boys to her parents, then talks to Peter on the roof of their house. Peter reveals the Darling's house was his old home, until one day he ran away and never came back. Wendy suggests him to stay, saying that growing up could be his greatest adventure, but Peter feels he isn't ready. He bids farewell to Wendy and the Lost Boys, and returns to Neverland with Tinker Bell. Back in Neverland, Hook and Smee are both revealed to have survived the fall. Hook looks up at the sky and sees Peter returning on the ship, causing him to smile happily.